Hey guys, welcome back. And in our last video I was able to show us how we could use I believe here it should generate, yes, here. This was what I was able to show us. We actually made use of practical use of the cin and the cout statements, and the fun part of it was we did a conditional statement, the if-else statement, and in future time I will show us something that can substitute if-else, another way of writing conditional statements, and that will be in the future. And I believe if you don't understand what's here, then I would advise you to start from the previous videos we have done so far, and you'll be able to catch up. It's not really a big deal. So in our today's tutorial, what I'll be teaching us is loops. Now what are loops? Loops, well, for instance, I have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 98, 99, 100, and I was asked to write a program that would display every number from starting from 1, that would display numbers from 1 to 100. And I believe with the knowledge you have so far in what I've taught you, I know the first thing that will come to your mind is, yeah, this is really a simple thing. You come to create new project, console application, and let's say for loops. Actually, there are different types of loops. There are for loops, there are while loops, there are do while loops, and we'll go over the rest one after the other. So let's say this is for loops, or let me say, yeah, maybe for loops, and I create next, finish, and it has created a project. And if you come to where the projects are, you'll be able to see it has created a folder with the project files within the folder. So here we would come to sources and double click main.cpp, which is the main function, and it has something here, just a hello world, and we won't need the hello world, right? So let's get it out. And just like I was saying, the first thing that will come to your mind if you are asked to display all the numbers starting from 1 to 100 using a C++ program, and you just started learning C++, and all you know is cin and cout, maybe plus the if-else condition statements we did, I believe you might be thinking of writing cout 1, cout 2 something like this up to cout 100, right? But I don't believe you become let me rephrase what I want to say. I'm very sure you will get tired of it. Let's say we have 1 million records, 1 million numbers, and you're asked to display them. You might be thinking that the person that asked you to display these numbers is trying to be wicked or so, but that's not the case. So for loops, or loops in general, can be used to handle those kind of statements as easy as possible. You just put the code, and the program helps you to do the rest, do the calculations and all the things. So how does for loop work? Now for loops has a for statement, and which is a keyword, and there's a bracket in place, as in front of it. Now it accepts 3 parameters. That bracket accepts 3 parameters. First is the variable we have. You can say int, let me say I, yeah, you can say int I, and then we assign it to a limit, to an initial point. So now let's say this first part is the initialization, right? And second part, I has already been known by the compiler, so you can just say I. Now you put a limit. Now we want to put numbers from 1 to 100, right? So it starts starting from 0. Yes, it will start counting from 0. That's how it should be. And I, now the limit is, the last point is 100, so we can either say the last point is less or equal to 100, or we can say the last point is less than 101, right? So we end with a semicolon too, and this we can call it maybe limit. And the third parameter it accepts, it's also very important, is the increment at which you want it to do. You want it to go 1 2 3 4 5 6, or you want it to jump numbers, like it should start from 1 then go to 3, then 5, I guess, or you want it to jump 3 numbers. That's where you put the condition. So I talked of function overloading, and I said it's like this, right? This now overloading functions, and even the cout we do, even the cout we do here, I have no cout here, but all the statements that require you to put double, because when you put something like this as it is, it means a less than sign, right? And I said in programming, C++ and most programming languages, when you see maybe A equals B, it's not actually A equals B, it's B is assigned to A, so the value of B is assigned to A. That's what it means. So for you to make it A to be equal to B, you have to make the equality sign, you have to put 2 equality signs in between them. So that's also function overloading. And now this here is actually where you put the increment. I spelled increment. Yeah, increment. Okay, so this is how basic it can look, and this is how basic it is. And you can have minus here. Yeah, that's when you want it to decrement. And this is how I believe this should be able to work for us, and to run this program. So let's try it out. So assuming we have the for loop, so for, now int I equals, or it's assigned to 0. Now we said I is less than 101, or less or equal to 100, as you'd like. Then I increments, and we have initialized that loop. So what we need to do is to bring out the value of I. And what do we use to bring out? We use the cout, right? So cout I, and save. And let's try to build to see if we have any error. Building. Okay, we don't have any error, so let's try running. Okay, we have starting from 0, 1 2 3 4 5 up to 100. You might not like the display as it is, but let me make it go like vertically. So let me say cout I, and then can we say end line? I believe so. Okay, so build and run, and it's building. Okay, it worked. So we have numbers from 0 down to 100. How fast was that? Execution time 0.097 seconds. Can you do that? with the first method I said you would think of, you couldn't, right? So this is one of the basic things that you need to know while writing C++ programs, because you might not know when this will come in handy, like when will I start counting numbers from 1 to a million, right? So this is how this is. So if you wanted to start counting from 0, you know what to do. This is the initial point. You just put 1 here, and if I would want it to increase, like I want to add the numbers by let me say I want to jump, or let me think of a question. Okay, maybe the question is print out all, let me say, even numbers between 1 to let me see, 1 to 20. You see, this is just how the question might look like. Somebody might ask you to do something like this as a question, and the person is indirectly telling you to print out 2, 4, 6 up to 20. Yeah, I guess 20. Yeah, 20 is included. So somebody is asking you to do this, and this is the literal way of saying it, right? So how do you do this using this? It's very easy, right? So the increment here should be by 2, and the way you do it is I equals plus 2. Confusing, right? But if you are incrementing, sorry, I plus equals 2, or I equal plus 2, I don't know, but let's try either of them. And if you're increasing by 1 or decreasing by 1, that's when you do the plus plus. And if you're increasing by any other number, you do it this way. So let's try from 1 to 20, right? So 20, and let's build. If we don't have any error, then it means this part worked. Okay, there's no error, so let's run. Okay, we have 2, 2, 2. You see, it's still running, and something is actually not stopping it. Whoa, that's weird. Okay, so let's say it starts from even 0, and then okay, and then let me see, and then it's less than 21. Okay, so build. We usually build first of all to see if there's any error. You can just build and run directly, but you have the option to build before running, so that you won't go ahead and have full hopes. Oh, not responding. Okay, and that took 16 seconds. Whoa, are we safe? I don't know. So let's run. It's still the same thing. So there's what's happening here is that the program is running on as in continuously. It's like let me say how recurring decimals work. There's no end, and if we leave this, it will continue running till eternity, or when my battery dies. And so now what causes this? We have to check. So let me see, I plus equals to save, build. Okay, and it's still running, it's still building. 6 seconds. Okay, let's build, and that was it. So basically that made it to run on endlessly, like endlessness. And this is how to debug programs also, because when you have a part that's not functional, it disrupts the other parts, and you might be thinking, is it the whole program that's wrong, or did I not put L here, end line, you know, all those stats. So you have to take them one by one, and we were sure of the rest, but we weren't sure of this, so we had to go ahead and debug the one we were not sure of. And this is the result for the program. Is 0 an even number? I don't know, but it's just jumping by 2. So let's start from 1 and save this and build and run. Mind you, if you save it, that's not enough. You have to build it before you run it, so to effect the changes you have. And well, this is still building. Are we building the next operating system or what? Why is it taking too much time? My computer is not even responding. Okay, so we have 1, we have 3, 5, you see. So I believe this answers this question. Print out all even numbers between 1 and 20. Even numbers between 1 and 20. Ooh. So I don't think we have answered the question. These ones are odd numbers. But anyway, the main point is to use this to, I believe it was from the first one. So between 1 and 20, it means we'll start from 2 and continue. So build and run. Let's just make sure we've answered the question correctly. Now I believe we have understood that loops actually help us to handle large amount of data. You can loop something that you will actually give you tough time doing it physically. Now this is where the computer works. This is where your processor actually works. It does it for you, and all you have to do is write the code and give it the command and allow it to do the work. So you see we have the actual result now: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 up to 20. And that was it for loop. Now in the next video, I'm going to show us how to handle such things with a while loop. It's not really a big difference. If you understand this, while loops would just be a walkover, and it's just the syntax that you need to know how it will work. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.